Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. How y'all doing today? Oh, I got something on my mind I'd love to share with you. I wanted to share today. Yesterday was about filling up your cup, right? Doing the things that energize you. I like the word energize. Give you life, pour life into you. Today is about being easy on yourself. Don't be such a bully to yourself. Nobody likes a bully. And you gotta be nice to the person you see in the mirror every morning. Because the way you see yourself is what other people see you as. Not all the time, but if you see yourself as weak or, oh man, I really got to get better at this. I'm really not where I should be over in this department. You're going to feel that. You're going to feel less than. You're not going to feel up to par with how everyone else is, and you start comparing yourself to other people, and it's a slippery slope. It's not something that will fulfill you at the end of the day, comparing yourself to other people. It's a losing battle from the start. So, what triggers all of this? In today's day and age, a lot of it is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You start to see where other people are and say, I want that, without the perspective or insight that they earned it, that they put in years of work and are now reaping the benefits from it. Could you put yourself in their shoes and really digest how long it took them to go and get that? What kind of work they had to put in, where they started from, what they had when they started. When you start to understand the process, you'll have an appreciation for what it takes to get there. Anybody I meet who plays golf and has any sort of ability, I have nothing but appreciation for. I understand, I really empathize with the journey and what it takes to play the game of golf. So someone, I experienced this quite a bit, will come up to me and is playing golf for the first time. Never picked up a club before, not even sure how to hold it. Total beginner. I looked the same way when I went to lift up a barbell for the first time. I looked the same way when I put ice skates on for the first time. You feel like a baby right out of the womb, like, how the heck do I do this whole thing? And yeah, start asking questions, and you might feel even a little embarrassment. You might feel a little less than when you see somebody else who is actually doing it, who's doing all these pirouettes and is very graceful with the turns that they're making when they're ice skating. And the truth is, they've been working on it for years. You'll talk to them and say, oh, my dad was an ice skater. He taught me when I was 3 years old. Oh, so you've been doing this 15 years and you can do a couple things. Go figure. Go figure. Wow. Having the perspective to be patient and to really appreciate someone who has put in the time. They spent 15 years of their life perfecting this. They deserve the praise and the admiration of doing something well. They earned that. They put the time in. They put the reps in. So they get that. What I'd encourage you to take a look at, and I have to encourage myself to, is not to compare yourself to other people and to be patient with the process. If there's something that you see that you'd like to do, try it out, and ask yourself if you're willing to commit to it for the length of time it will take. And I'm sure that the person that you see that has the thing that you want, I'm sure that they will tell you how long that they've been working on it, what steps they took, and you can probably chop up how much time it will take to get there. You can get there probably a lot quicker than they did. If I worked with somebody who just wanted to pick up golf and they had ambitions of breaking 80 and had never picked up a golf club, if I started from scratch, it really would take me if I really focused on it, say you had an hour a day to practice, and you practice 5 hours a week, and you went that route, it would probably take you, depending on your athletic ability and your commitment, 3 to 5 years if you really, really focused on it. If I was advising someone, it probably took me, to break 80, maybe 3 or 4 years, and I was practicing a lot. I was in high school, and that's all I did. I didn't have any kids to worry about. I didn't have any bills to worry about, and that was my focus. It reminds me of when I was a kid. I still play video games, of course. I love video games. I play them with my brother, my friends. They're a great way to decompress. And I noticed that there's certain games I'm just not that good at anymore, particularly shooter games. I'll take anybody on in 2K. Let's just get that straight. Shooter games for me, not the best. So, why am I not as good? I don't have the same level of focus when I was a kid. I have different opportunities in my life now that are important to me, so my focus shifts. I always used to think that about my dad, like, oh man, he's not that good at this game. Well, yeah, he's running a business. He's got kids to take care of. Go figure he's not the best player at Call of Duty. Perspective. A little perspective. There's a golf commercial that this guy, he has a shot in front of him and he's got a pond right in front of him that he's got to carry. And he hits the ball and he hits way behind it and the ball flies in the water. And he starts smashing his club and throwing him. It's so funny. And it comes to a point where the announcer says, "Hey, Tim, quit being so hard on Tim. It's the club's fault." Stop being so hard on yourself. It's going to take time. There's sacrifices that you're going to have to make. None of the things that I believe in our hearts that will make us happy, none of those things are easy to accomplish. They're daunting at the start. However, they are fulfilling. And it's not going to happen in a day, a week, a month, or even a year for some of these. Some of these you'll have a vision where, oh, I really want to do that. I really would like to lose 10% of body fat. And that could take you a long time. It could be a huge commitment for you. And you'd have to give up a lot of things and you'd have to make sacrifices, but you could do it. And you could find the people to help you get there. But if you're going through the process, say you wanted to lose 10% of body fat and you are, say the first month you lose 3%, then the second month you lose 2%. You're already halfway there in 2 months. And then you go through the next 3 months and it takes only 1% off. And you're going to the gym and you're pushing and you're doing the things you did when you started. You hit that plateau. And you're 7-8 months in and you haven't lost any more body fat. Well, in perspective, you might be beating yourself up in the moment. In perspective, you've really made a lot of progress from where you started. Look from where you started to where you are now. I get a lot of juice from seeing how far I've come. And there's some times where I'm at home in New York and I'll drive by the first house that I remember living in. And there was a huge tree that used to be out front, huge. And then a couple years later I'd go by and the tree would get a little smaller. And then I'd go by in another couple years and it got a little smaller. Well, they took the tree out in the meantime, but the point is, where was I going with this? I get distracted from my childhood. I appreciate from where I came and to where I'm going. And life was so big at that point, and I see it's a small piece of who I am. I spent so much time there, and I really do appreciate where I was coming from. And I really do appreciate all the growth that I've made. And I really have to keep in perspective how long I've been working on certain things, and I've envisioned the things that I want to do and accomplish. And it really puts things in perspective. There's certain things that are going to take me 20 years to master, that are things that I want to master and be able to do the rest of my life. And I feel fortunate to really only be a baby and see these things, and to know, hey, even if I wanted to do something for 5 years and I wanted to build a skill, and say at the end of the 5 years I didn't use it, I would still have so much time to do so many other things. And I'd have fulfillment in having tried. I'd have the gifts from all the hard work that I put in. There's so many benefits that I would have from it. And it's not to say, oh, let's just all chalk it up as a loss here. No, you've got so many benefits that maybe you didn't envision at the start. When I started playing golf, I just saw the joy in being outside and hitting the ball around and learning how to do different things. Little did I know I'd have a PhD in patience. Little did I know I'd have a bachelor's degree in commitment. That's huge. That's huge. That's a game I'll continue to play because, one, I can do it socially with people. It's such a fun game to share. You can do so much with it. And I love it. I love being able to do different things with the golf ball. And maybe my priorities have shifted from when I started. I wanted to play on the PGA Tour and I wanted to win golf tournaments. And it's not so much about that anymore as it is who I share it with. And I think it is an incredible gift to be able to share the game and to bring other people out. And if somebody asks me, hey, I'd love to get to know you, let's go play golf, I can pick right up and go. And I can share with other people what I've learned. I can share my experiences in the game and my background. And it's really cool. That's how we all grow together. That's how maybe there's something. I had a lady, this is a while ago, and at the end of the lesson, I was giving her a golf lesson, and at the end I said, hey, I'm really looking to get better and improve myself as a teacher. Is there anything that I shared today that you thought was valuable, that maybe I could improve on, or maybe something I could share with somebody else? And it was a little story that I told about letting go and letting the chips fall where they may. The principle of the story was putting the effort forth and letting the outcome fall wherever it may, and not trying to control the outcome. And it was profound what she learned, and it was a lesson for me that you never know who's coming to your lesson. You never know who you're communicating with. You never know what's going to resonate with them. All I can do is be the best version of me, show up excited, enthusiastic about what I'm doing, and share myself to the fullest extent. It's all I have control over. That's it. And I've learned over time to not be so hard on myself, to be patient and let things grow on their time. You can't choke a rose and say grow. It doesn't work like that. You have to water it. You have to bring light to it. You've got to play it smooth jazz. I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true. I've seen people with science experiments that play country music to certain plants and rock to certain plants, and it's kind of funny. I'm curious. Maybe I should start growing roses in separate rooms and just play different music on each rose. I'd like the one that I play rock and roll on. Play a little AC/DC in there. You'd have a rose that just grows into something else. I just want to be what I want to be. I don't want to be a rose. Side note, tangent. So that's my point today. Take it easy on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Really ask, if it's something important to you, ask the questions. Oh, I want to be here, and this person is here and I'm not. Well, how long has that person been working toward that? What kind of commitments have they made that maybe you haven't made? What sacrifices have they gone through? What makes that position where they're at now? And maybe the math will add up. Maybe something will make sense for you. So I hope this helps. I hope this can offer you a little perspective on where you're going and what's maybe can offer a little patience. Patience, some we can all use. I speak for myself. Let it happen in its time. Not try and force it. So I'm gonna keep breathing. Stay patient. Stay inspired. I love you all. Thanks for listening. Thank you. All right, be good. Talk to you soon.